Hello and welcome to the Airbrush show from Scale War Machines. Airbrushing is one of the best techniques any modeller can master, and we make it our business to test the best airbrushing products out there, especially for model makers. So it's time for another road test.
Most airbrushes look and even feel familiar. They follow a conventional design and often take a similar approach to their task. Single action airbrushes use the trigger to control airflow and a separately adjusted feature to control the volume of paint flow. This makes them perfect for applying even base coats and lines of similar thickness. Double action airbrushes combine both these functions via the trigger. Move the trigger down to get the paint and air flowing, pull down and back for more paint. Then we came across this. Looks different, doesn't it? The familiar tail is missing. So what is this truncated contraption? Welcome to the Iwata Revolution M2. Iwata is a name synonymous with quality, and we've been using Iwata airbrushes for years. However, with the M2, they've taken a radical new approach and gone back to the drawing board. You can see that what you're greeted with when you open the cube-shaped box is a stubby airbrush that sits in the hand more like a pen or marker. There's two models in this range, and this is the M2. It comes with a 0.4mm nozzle, which will spray from 0.4mm to 38mm spray patterns. It has a 1/4 ounce or 7ml cup. There's also another one in the range, the M1. That has a 0.3mm nozzle and needle. It comes with a 1/20 ounce or 1.5ml cup. Thanks to the fine needle and nozzle, it'll spray a pattern from 0.3mm to 25mm. It feels beautifully engineered and precisely manufactured. The Iwata quality is certainly there. You need to remember that this is a single action brush, so the trigger, which feels solid and wiggle free, will control your airflow. It's a gravity feed airbrush, so the paint is stored in a cup on top and gravity forces it into the system. The M1 and M2 are the only single action airbrushes Iwata make. What's clever and innovative is how the M2 deals with paint flow. At the rear of the airbrush is a very well engineered dial with 4 numbered settings. You turn the dial to achieve the desired volume of paint, from 0 to 4. Here you can see the airflow being adjusted, achieving the consistent fine lines you'd expect from Iwata. Here are some of the thicker lines used with the dial set to 4. You can see some splatter, pretty common with single action brushes, as you cannot regulate the air as precisely at the start of your paint stroke as with a double action airbrush. Just keep a scrap of paper handy so you can blast it a couple of times to clear any paint around the crown or nozzle. After a bit of use, you start to adjust your whole approach and match your grip to the new way of operating. And it really works. The appeal here is for people who maybe have less dexterity in their hands and cannot hold a conventional airbrush for long periods. If you suffer from arthritis, for example, or RSI when airbrushing, this model gets you into the Iwata brand, with the sort of high quality finish you'd expect, but in a compact and much more accessible package. It really is a point and shoot machine. To show this, we're working on a Revell Star Wars X-Wing. When we got it, it was a plasticky toy with a crude factory paint scheme, but it was a project that lent itself to the single action M2. We use the Iwata to pre-paint the area where markings will appear. This is what we'll call reverse masking, as it's much easier to achieve these markings this way, rather than applying them last. Once masked, we get spraying with the base coat. The paint coverage is excellent and easy to apply. After we remove the masks, our X-Wing has an even but colourful finish, all done with ease using the single action M2. With a tiny subject like the X-Wing, the compact M2 allowed us to work up close to the subject and in comfort. We haven't yet taken the M2 apart to explore its inner workings or find out how easy it is to clean, but as a concept it's neat and is certainly functional. For certain military colour schemes where you need to cover large areas and make multiple paint changes, this will get your paint down quickly. and it could be the machine for you. Whether you like such a radical departure from time-honoured airbrush designs will boil down to personal tastes. But there's no doubt that you'll have a capable, if rather stunted, workhorse in your hands.
That's all for now from the Airbrush Show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more how-to guides from Scale War Machines. Bye for now.